Okay. Moving on to Merab then, I think he's one of those opponents that you sort of know what he's bringing to the table, right? He's going to spam takedowns, he's going to sort of throw a bit recklessly until he gets an opportunity to spam those takedowns. Does that make it easier for you to prepare, or does it make it a bit more dull to prepare for, knowing that you have to just do the same sort of drill again and again?
Preparation, it went great. It's, it's everyone's sparring is just sparring. It is what it is. I enjoy training camp a lot, so it was a good camp. And him having that style is either going to work for him or it's going to get him knocked out, and we get to find out in a few days.
Merab, obviously fighting for a UFC title is a very special occasion, but to do it on an event that will never happen again must make it even more special. How excited are you to have the opportunity to fight for a title, but in the Sphere this Saturday?
Yes, this is very special, and I was very excited. Since Dana White announced the fight will be at the Sphere on Mexican Independence Day, that was dream to fight there. I'm sure every UFC fighter was dream to fight there, so I was one of them, and that's why I was making all the skits and videos, because I was doing two jobs together. I wanted to get Sean O'Malley's fight, and I wanted to fight at the Spear, and both worked out. So, and I'm grateful. And when I got called 2 months ago, and I was fighting for the belt on Mexican Independence Day at the Spear, I was so happy. I was very excited because this is a special event, one and only. But the next day, I was just focused for my fight, and yeah, right now I'm just focused on my fight, and everything is cool, but I'm a professional and I have to do job.
What do you make of Merab as a person, right? I mean, Dana White sort of called him a moron the other day with the, some of the stuff he puts on social. When you see that stuff on social, do you just see a guy who's trying to build his own brand, or do you see a guy who's making fundamental errors in what he's putting out there?
A little bit of both. Mostly stupidity. I mean, the dude jumped. He didn't know what ice was. He jumped. He didn't know if water got cold and that cold that it turns to ice. He jumped in ice onto his head. So I mean, that's the person we're talking about.
I kind of going off of that. Merab has said you've not wanted to fight him since 2018. You've said he has a punchable face. They show him on the countdown. He's like watching your fights. He's like, F this guy and everything. Is it personal between you, or is it just this kind of been building so much you guys are tired of thinking about each other?
A little bit of both. I think it's definitely became more personal when I knocked Aljo out. So I think that kind of made it a little bit more personal. But then I started questioning their friendship in the first place, because I knocked Aljo out, and it's like Merab's turn, but Aljo's like, no, I want a rematch. And I was like, I don't know if these guys are his friend. Then Merab going on and saying, no, I would have fought Aljo if UFC gave me a contract. So I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah.
We heard your coach say, it's hard to find guys that are like you to train with, to prepare for you. Did you have any difficulty finding guys like Merab in terms of his size or his style of fighting?
No, not really. I mean, you're never going to find someone exact for anybody. Everyone's got their own styles, but we were able to find some shorter guys that were able to come in and shoot on me during sparring. So overall, I was very, very, very happy with how sparring went and with how camp went and all.
How long would you say you've wanted to fight Sean O'Malley for? When was the first time you looked at Sean and said, I'd like to fight that guy?
He got my intention once I see on Dana White's Contender Series. He win incredible way, and he got UFC contract, and I keep an eye on him. And unfortunately, my first two fight, I have controversial lost. Even I feel I win first two fight UFC. My record says I lost those fights, and of course, when coming from loss, you don't want to call somebody. But once I win my first fight, 2018, exactly this time, it was September. So that was 6 years ago. I called Sean O'Malley, and because I wanted to fight him. We both beat same opponent and that time, and I wanted to fight him. I think that time Sean O'Malley was 1-0 or 2-0 UFC, and because I know at that time, because I have 2-1 record, and I thought he will accept. I was like, I had first two loss in UFC, and I was 7-3. No. Yes, 8-3, 8-4, something like that. And Yeah, my record wasn't look good, and I thought he will accept me. I thought he will look me as a easy opponent, but somehow he never respond because I wanted to fight him because I see him as a challenge, because how he was fighting, how he was knocking people out, and I wasn't thinking it was easy fight. I don't think it's easy fight until even today, and now I'm still excited to fight him.
Have you heard what, like, when Henry's saying, he's heard that you're having trouble getting off your back and everything? Is that just Henry talking, or what's he going off?
Well, you saw me roast that guy, right? He tried saying, he got us, Kamaru, and Kamaru was like, nah, he got you. Henry is he's just a little guy that just gets very upset about things, and I just burned him so good that I don't know where he got my back hurts, but yeah, that's not true.
You also said, cardio doesn't mean anything when you're KO'd in the second round. So is that your official prediction for Saturday, second round knockout?
I mean, could be first, could be second. I could knock out Merab first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth. But I am leaning towards the second a little bit.
You say that you don't think it's going to be an easy fight, right? But if you're able to use your grappling and he's unable to stop you from taking him down, it would seem on paper that you should have an easy route to victory here. Do you think you have to mentally prepare for a very back and forth fight, or do you see a path to victory that could actually be easy for you?
You're right. If you look that way, stylistically, it's easy for me because my cardio, my grappling, my style, it should work against him, but same time we see what happened. I mean, we see what he can do. He can throw something big, and he can make you charge, and he can make you. So it's a challenge, Yeah, I can dominate, but he can throw one punch and he can change everything. So it's like every fight like this, I don't look any fights in UFC easy, because there is no easy fights here, Like not always best fighters wins, like we see so many times, like the one guy was winning, like I was beating my second fight, Ricky Simon. I was beat the shit out of him, and I take him down. And he tried to choke me, and I wasn't tap out. And I made the bell, So what I'm saying, I make a little mistake last minute, and that's why I keep it. That's why I lose. Controversial. That was. Whatever. So and like so many times we saw the one guy winning, then the guy come back and the knockout. So what I mean is. I have to be smart all 5 rounds with O'Malley.
And back to your career, obviously, there's a couple guys that have their names in their hat for it to be next. So if you get past Merab, who do you think should be more deserving of a fight, whether it's a Figueiredo or an Umar Nurmagomedov? What do you think?
I'll say this just so it gets clipped. Merab probably won't see the whole thing. He'll probably just see this. I think Umar is more deserving to fight me right now than Merab. I don't really mean that, but Merab's going to see that and fucking freak out. He has this weird thing against Umar. He got asked about him, and he left. He's like, who's Umar? He just doesn't think he's deserving. So I'm sure that'll get clips sent to him, and he'll freak out. But as far as who's next, it's definitely not Umar. It could be. It could be Figgy. Could be Ilya. There's options. Right now, it's pointless. I got to go out there and take care of Merab's, but we got options after.
If it were to be Umar, could you think that would be the closest thing to another Conor Khabib build-up?
Absolutely. I mean, Irish, Russian. I mean, it's there for the big fight.
Has the UFC asked you to maybe think really carefully about what you're posting on social media this week, just a few days before the fight?
If UFC what?
Have they asked you to be a bit careful about what you're posting to social media,
No.
maybe not reveal too much this week?
No, UFC never ever control what I have to say or what I can post in social media. I'm grateful for UFC and thank you so much. But I always post, and I don't know, like I post because I don't have like somebody to advise me. Yeah, I have friends who help me with like taking videos, editing, but I make decision what I post, and this is me, this is me what I post, and I wish I have somebody to tell me, Merab, post this, don't post this, and when I see Dana White's reaction, I was thinking, oh, maybe I did something stupid, but that's who I am, that's I used to do all the time, Even when I break ice with my head, I post it because that's who I am. I don't hide nothing. I'm normal guy, and I always will be the normal guy.
How different was this camp compared to Aljamain Sterling? Both teammates, both like to wrestle. That camp, you were injured with a rib, so like you were kind of limited on the wrestling. Like, how different was this camp?
I would say that camp, I'd give it a D plus. Like I was able to still run. I was still able to do my hill sprints. I was still able to hit mitts. I was able to get in good like kickboxing shape. But as far as like jiu-jitsu shape, grappling shape, there was, from 6 weeks out to the fight, there was none, zero. So that camp wasn't necessarily great. This camp, I'd give it an A. I think this camp's been fucking excellent, and it needs to be, because Merab's very, very dangerous. So it needed to be a good camp. It was a good camp, and I'm excited to go out there and perform for everyone.
Right here. Sean was in here, and I asked him if it was personal at all between you, considering, we saw you on the countdown. You were watching his fight against Cheeto, and you said, oh, fuck this guy. And Sean O'Malley said you had a very punchable face. He said it might be a little personal, but you guys have also been thinking about each other for so long that you've just been on each other's mind for so long. So I'll ask you, is it personal with Sean, or is it just a matter of, getting the belt and beating the guy you think is a tough challenge?
No, it's not. It's not personal. This is professional fight. This is for UFC belt. This is for legacy. And yes, I was mad about him a couple times. I was very mad when he mentioned my country disrespectful way, and because my country, it's more than religion for me, and I have my country here, and that's why I start fighting, because I want to represent my country, and this is healthy competition. That's what we do, right? And then when somebody, doesn't matter who, disrespects your family or your country, you have to be mad. If you are man, you have to be mad. And I wanted to smack his face that time, but now I have even more important thing to beat him on Saturday night and grab his belt, take his belt, and I can talk after the fight. Maybe I can forgive him, or we just can just talk. I'm gonna keep it that way. I want to just win and show him he has to be humble and he has to respect everybody. I don't want to now today how I feel. It's nothing personal. It's just professional.
I've got a couple more for your reaction. Do you think Merab should have to give you back your jacket if you win?
He doesn't have it. He borrowed it because I gave it to him. His nose looks like a fucking coat hanger. I was talking shit to Aljo. That's the thing. You clearly see in the video that I take my jacket off and I put it on the handle. People's like, "Oh, Merab stole your jacket." He didn't steal it. I let him hold it for me. So I still have it.
Then this last one for me. Sean's coach had said he thinks it would be hard for you to find someone that kind of mimics Sean and fights like Sean and is long like Sean in camp. Did you find anyone specific to help you train specifically for the length and the reach of Sean?
I don't have to find another Sean O'Malley because there is only Sean O'Malley, and of course it's hard to find somebody like him, and or dye his hair like color like this, but I was sparring with multiple good training partners, good kickboxers, but the main thing, I was focused on myself. I don't have to focus on somebody else. That's how I was always. I was just keep doing my thing, and I have great training camp. I feel great. I'm healthy, happy, ready, hungry, motivated, and many more.
Merab, O'Malley said he's more Mexican because he has a Mexican family. For the record, on Mexican Independence Day, are you saying you are more Mexican than Sean?
Brother, yes, he has a Mexican family, but I represent Mexico, and I spent some time in Mexico, training camp. I was in Tijuana eating tacos, training there, and I have Mexican friends, and I love Mexico and Mexican people, and So if he do same, that's good for him. And I'm not sure who's more Mexican, but I will be happy to show good performance on Saturday and make Mexican people proud, and visit Mexico again, but now this time with the belt and as a champion.